Today I would like to read a book that I used to read to Aunt Allie all the time, and it's called The Happy Lion. And Aunt Allie and I still will say hello to each other by saying, Bonjour, Happy Lion. So let's read this book. It is a fun book. It's an old book. It's older than, let's see, it was written in 1954, which means it's older than me. That means it's really, really, really old. So, there was once a very happy lion. His home was not the hot and dangerous plains of Africa, where hunters lie in wait with their guns. It was a lovely French town with brown tile roofs and gray shutters. The happy lion had a house in the town zoo all for himself, with a large rock garden surrounded by a moat. In the middle of the park, with flower beds and a bandstand. Isn't that cool where he was living? So there you can see his rock and the moat that surrounds it and the little house that he lived in. So he was a very happy lion. And every morning, we're on this page here, every morning Francois, the keeper's son, stopped on his way to school to say, Bonjour, happy lion. Afternoons, Monsieur Dupont, the schoolmaster, stopped on his way home to say, Bonjour, happy lion. And in the evenings, Madame Pizon, who knitted all day on the bench by the bandstand, never left without saying, Au revoir, happy lion. That's my French lady accent. On summer Sundays, the town band filed into the bandstand to play waltzes and polkas, and the happy lion closed his eyes to listen. He loved music. Everyone was his friend and came to say bonjour and offer meat and other tidbits. He was a happy lion. Look how happy he is. One morning, the happy lion found that his keeper had forgotten to close the door of his house. The door is open. He said, I don't like that. Anyone may walk in. Oh well, he added on second thought, maybe I will walk out myself and see my friends in town. It will be nice to return the visits. So the happy lion walked out to the park and said, Bonjour, my friends, to the busy sparrows. Bonjour, happy lion, answered the busy sparrows. And he said, Bonjour, my friend, to the quick red squirrel who sat on his tail and bit into a walnut. Bonjour, happy lion, said the red squirrel, looking up. I wonder what will happen next. We're on this page here. Then the happy lion went on to the cobblestone street, where he met Monsieur Dupont around the corner. Bonjour, he said in his polite lion way. Woo! Answered Monsieur Dupont, and he fainted on the sidewalk. What a silly way to say bonjour, said the happy lion, and he padded along on his big paws. Bonjour, madame, the happy lion said farther down the street when he saw three ladies who he had known at the zoo. Hoo-ah! Cried the ladies, and they ran away as if an ogre was after them. I can't think, said the happy lion, what made them do that? They were so polite at the zoo. Bonjour, madame. The happy lion nodded again when he caught up with Madame Pinson near the grocery store. Ooh la la! Cried Madame Pinson, and threw her shopping bag full of vegetables into the lion's face. Shoo! Sneezed the lion. People in this town are foolish, as I begin to see. Now, oh look, the band is there. Now, the lion began to hear the joyous sounds of a military march. He turned around the next corner, and there was the town band marching down the street. between two lines of people. Rat-a-tum, 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 boom, boom. Before the lion could even nod and say bonjour, the music became screams and yells. What a hubbub! Musicians and spectators tumbled into one another in their flight towards the doorway and sidewalk cafes. Soon the street was empty and silent. That is quite perplexing. So the lion sat down and meditated. I suppose, he said, this must be the way people behave when they're not at the zoo. Then he got up, and he went on with his stroll in search of a friend who would not faint or scream or run away. But the only people he saw were pointing at him excitedly from the highest windows and balconies. Now, what's this new noise the lion heard? Toot, toot, went the noise. Ooh, toot, 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 toot. And it grew more and more noisy. It may be the wind, said the lion, unless it's the monkeys from the zoo, all of them taking a stroll. Maybe that's what it is. I'm not sure. Let's find out. All of a sudden, a big red fire engine burst onto the side street and came up to a stop not too far away from the lion. Then a big van came backing up on the other side of him with its back door wide open. The lion just sat down very quietly, for he did not want to miss what was going to happen. So there he is, sitting down nice and quietly. The fireman got off the fire engine and advanced very, very slowly toward the lion. Pulling their big fire hose, very slowly they came. Closer and closer and closer. And the fire hose crawled on like a long snake, longer and longer. Suddenly, behind the lion. I wonder what's behind the lion. A little voice cried, "Bonjour, happy lion!" It was Francois, the keeper's son, on his way home from school. He had seen the lion had come running to him. The happy lion was very happy to meet a friend who did not run and who said, "Bonjour." That he forgot all about the firemen. And he never found out what they were going to do, because Francois put his hand on the lion's great mane and said, "Let's walk back to the park together." Yes, let's, purred the happy lion. So, Francois and the happy lion walked back to the zoo. The firemen followed behind in the fire engine, and the people on the balconies and in the high windows shouted at last, "Bonjour, happy lion!" Almost to the end. Let's see, put it right there. There we go. From then on, the happy lion got the best tidbits the town saved for him. But if you opened his door, he would not wish to go out visiting again. He was happier to sit on his rock garden, while the other side of the moat, Monsieur Dupont, Madame Pinson, and all his friends came like polite and sensible people and said, "Bonjour, happy lion." But he was happiest when he saw Francois walk through the park every afternoon on his way home from school. Then he swished his tail for joy, for Francois remained always his dearest friend. The end. Wasn't that a fun book?